This donkey always dreamed of doing something great in his life, like being a part of the royal caravan. Unfortunately, only the horses get that chance and the poor donkey is kept tied to the mill. But one day, the donkey breaks all the chains and volunteers to protect the next king. In this beautiful little town, there lives a young girl named Mary. She's quite religious and regularly worships God and prays for his blessings. One night, she prepares a delicious pie and makes a wish before eating. Suddenly, a mouse reaches there to steal the pie. Mary is really kind, so instead of killing the mouse, she offers it some pie. Suddenly, a sharp light grabs her attention. It seems like an angel who has brought a message from the heavens. He declares the prophecy according to which Mary's upcoming child is going to be the next king. Now it's her responsibility to take care of the child and stay extra careful during her pregnancy. Mary thanks God for choosing her for this great task, but she definitely gets a little worried. The mouse hears everything and rushes to share this news with other animals. The same night, a shiny star appears in the sky that seems to be guiding Mary in this big task. Everyone gets mesmerized by the beauty of the star, including the young donkey living in the barn. He always dreams of getting rid of his miserable life, and the shiny star gives him a new hope. The older donkey advises the young one to be realistic and accept his fate, but the young donkey has big goals. His best friend is a bird named Dave who brings him all the news from the town. He arrives early in the morning to inform the donkeys about a big event. The royal caravan will pass through the town. The young donkey gets really excited and decides to join the caravan. He will be able to go from town to town, visit important people, and march with big, strong royal horses. Most importantly, the donkey will be doing something great. The young donkey starts his escape plan by throwing a sharp metal on his harness. While trying to do that, he accidentally causes a mess and even starts a fire. Dave asks the donkey to hurry up, but he wants to take his elder mate along with him. While he's busy convincing his mate, the miller arrives and puts a metal harness around the young donkey's neck. He finally gives up and decides to spend his life quietly working on the mill. 6 months pass away like this, but the poor donkey is still living the same miserable life. Meanwhile, Mary hasn't told her husband Joseph about the child or the prophecy, and she hides her pregnancy with a loose scarf. After a few days, the royal caravan passes the town again, and the young donkey keeps staring at it. The elder one starts feeling sorry for him and decides to give him a chance. He pretends that his leg is hurt and distracts the miller. As soon as the gate opens and the young donkey gets out of the harness, the elder one tells him to run away and chase his dreams. The young donkey doesn't look back and runs at full speed. Dave arrives to help him too and guides him on the way. The miller is still after him, so the donkey uses several obstacles to block the way. Dave suddenly loses track and the donkey is left alone. His leg is also hurt, so he starts looking for shelter. He eventually reaches Mary's house and hides among the pots. Joseph is cleaning the dishes, but Mary finds the donkey and asks him to come forward. Due to the rude behavior of the miller, the donkey is afraid of humans and doesn't trust them easily. Mary notices the broken leg, so she brings a stick and ties it with a piece of her scarf. The donkey feels better and gets comfortable with Mary. After a while, Joseph returns and asks the donkey to go back to his owner, but Mary wants to keep him until his leg recovers. She even gives him a warm bed and names him Bo. Joseph warns her not to get affectionate with the donkey, or she will not be able to return him. Mary agrees and promises to let him go once he recovers. After putting the donkey in place, Mary takes Joseph upstairs to reveal the big news. Joseph starts to panic after hearing the prophecy. He doesn't find himself worthy enough to raise a king, but that's God's decision. Meanwhile, Dave finally spots Bo and flies down to inform him about the current circumstances. The miller is still looking for him, so the donkey has to stay hidden. Moreover, he can't join the royal caravan until his leg is recovered. Under such conditions, the best thing Bo can do is stay at Mary's house. Bo agrees and asks Dave to leave without him, but Dave refuses to do that. A true friend doesn't leave you behind. Dave is going to wait for Bo to recover so they can join the caravan together. Moreover, he suggests that Bo should not get too attached to Mary and must focus on his real goals. If she tries to keep him, Bo should start behaving crazy so he gets kicked out of the house. Bo agrees and goes to sleep. Mary is also sleeping peacefully, but Joseph is having severe anxiety. He looks at the shiny star in the sky and prays for help. Suddenly, his heart feels at ease, so he goes to sleep with his wife. 3 months have passed away. The baby will arrive soon, and his birthplace is marked by the new star. Therefore, the famous group of 3 wise men are traveling across the deserts to meet the next king. They even prepared the traditional gifts, which include gold, myrrh, and frankincense. Their camels don't know about the prophecy yet, and wonder why their masters are roaming on the hot sand. After several days, they reach the palace and greet the present king. He gets excited to see the gifts, but the wise men clarify that the gifts are for the new king foretold by the stars. Hearing this, the king volunteers to find that special baby and requests the wise men to be his royal guests. The wise men decline the offer as they must find the baby by themselves, but the king forces them to stay and orders his guards to arrest the wise men. The poor camels are tied up as well. Afterward, the king summons his strongest hunter and orders him to get rid of the baby before he is born, as the wise men are locked away as well so no one will know about the prophecy. The present king wants to keep ruling by himself. The hunter takes his search dogs and starts his mission of getting rid of the baby. Later that day, the dogs find the mouse who saw the angel sharing the message with Mary. The mouse has been sharing this story wherever he goes. The dogs force it to tell Mary's location and head towards the town. Mary is already preparing to leave the house as the star points at a different town chosen for the child's birth. Joseph gets really frustrated as he doesn't want his wife to travel in this condition, but Mary assures him that everything will be fine. They are chosen by the heavens, and the heavens will look after them. Joseph starts packing the luggage while Mary is playing with Bo. His leg is cured, so Dave tells him to leave this house and join the royal caravan. Joseph also notices that Bo has recovered, so he tries to tie the donkey to the cart. However, Bo keeps dodging him, so Joseph decides to walk to the other town. He takes away his wife and the luggage cart after closing the house door. Bo also gets ready to leave, but first he needs to figure out a way to open the door. Suddenly, the hunter arrives with his dogs, so Bo hides in a corner. He notices that the gate is left open, so he requests Dave to distract the dogs. Dave starts a silly dance and forces the dog to watch it while Bo secretly walks to the door. Unfortunately, Bo gets caught, and the dogs ask about Mary. Bo pretends to be dumb so Mary doesn't get in danger, but the dogs catch her scent from the bandage and use it to find Mary. The gate is left open, so Dave points in the direction of the royal caravan, but Bo goes in the opposite direction. Mary was so nice to her, so Bo must do something to protect her. Once she is out of danger, Bo will head right towards the royal caravan. Dave agrees to the deal, and he also knows some useful shortcuts. They start walking and reach the mountains, but there's no sign of Mary or the next town. Dave still insists on following the shortcut, but it leads them to the edge of a cliff. Bo gets angry and decides to turn back, but all of a sudden, he spots Mary and Joseph. However, he needs to get down from the cliff to reach them. Dave easily flies down while the poor donkey keeps jumping from one rock to another. On his way, he meets a sheep named Ruth and asks her for help. Ruth is habitual of living on the mountains, but her tricks don't work for Bo. He tries his best to copy the sheep but falls down miserably. He doesn't get any serious injuries and gets up to follow Mary. Ruth asks about their plans and mentions that she grew up in the town they are heading to. Ruth was the part of S Big Folk, but one day while following the new shiny star, she got separated. Dave gets touched by the story and offers Ruth to join their journey. The lonely sheep immediately agrees, and they head towards the town. Meanwhile, the present king forces the wise men to reveal the prophecy, and he sends the information to the hunter. The camels suspect the king, so they decide to find the child by themselves. Mary and Joseph have only covered half of their journey, but get tired already. Joseph asks Mary to sit on the cart so he can drag her, but she doesn't want to be a burden to him. Suddenly, she sees Bo and gets happy to meet him again. Bo tries to warn her of the danger, but she doesn't understand a word. He even acts like the dogs and the hunter, but Mary still can't interpret his language. Bo notices that the hunter is right behind them, so he drags Mary towards the village nearby. Mary assumes that the donkey is thirsty, so she starts pulling out some water from the well. Bo asks Ruth to look after Mary while he walks around to spot the hunter. As soon as Ruth sees the hunter, she starts screaming for help. To stop him, Bo makes a quick plan. He pushes Joseph's cart towards the village, which destroys the market but also throws the hunter in the well. Afterward, Bo grabs Mary's clothes and begs her to run away. Joseph reaches there and calls Bo a mischievous donkey who only causes destruction. Joseph even has to pay for all the damages Bo did. Mary asks him to forgive Bo, but Joseph says that the donkey is good for nothing. Bo can't believe that he's hearing these words even after saving a life. His heart breaks and he decides to head after the royal caravan. Ruth tries to stop him by reminding him of the star, but Bo has enough. He talks rudely to the poor sheep and asks her to stop following him. Bo turns in the opposite direction and keeps walking until he reaches the mountains. As the sun starts to set in, Bo notices the royal caravan, which is just a few miles away from him. He starts to celebrate with Dave, but then all of a sudden, his heart feels lonely again. He asks Dave to leave without him because he can't do it anymore. He always wanted to join the royal caravan and be a part of something important, but now he doesn't feel it anymore. Mary may not be royal like the caravan, but she's really important to Bo. He doesn't want Dave to fall behind because of him, but Dave's biggest dream wasn't joining the caravan. He just wanted to do something great with his best friend, Bo. No matter where Bo goes, he will always find Dave beside him, because a true friend never leaves you alone. Hearing this, Bo gets really happy and turns back to Mary. She's also looking forward to him and keeps staring at the road. The poor sheep Ruth is also traveling with Mary and wishes for her friends to return. Suddenly, the cart breaks and the luggage falls on the ground. Mary tries to help, but Joseph asks her to move back. They can't do anything and should give up already. Mary reminds him about the prophecy, but Joseph says that he can't even reach the town. How will he raise a king? He is not the chosen one because he is just a worthless carpenter. Mary doesn't say anything in return and goes to sit down in a corner. Joseph regrets shouting at her and joins his hands to pray to God. As soon as he asks for help, Bo appears right behind him. He finally understands that the donkey was sent by God for their help. Bo starts picking up the luggage while Joseph goes to bring Mary. Bo also apologizes to Ruth for talking harshly to her. She has been a great help. Ruth gets happy to see her friends because her folk left her long ago. She is tired of being lonely and likes being with someone who believes in the star lies she does. After a while, Joseph brings back Mary, but she starts feeling uneasy. The baby is going to be born soon, and before that happens, they must reach the city. Bo volunteers to carry Mary, and they rush towards the town. The hunter has survived the incident, and he is also coming after Mary. In the middle of night, they finally reach the chosen town. Joseph and Mary go to look for a place to stay while the animals wait outside. Bo thinks that the danger has gone and he has completed his mission, but this is just the start. Among the shadows, he sees a familiar face. It is the miller. Bo tries to run away, but the miller will not let that happen this time. He ties a rope around the donkey and drags him away. Joseph returns to get the money from luggage, but he can't find Bo anywhere. Joseph begs the hotel manager to give them a room, but he refuses to do it without money. Meanwhile, Bo is dragged to the stable and tied up there. He can't let down his owner and decides to try praying for help. He doesn't know if God listens to donkeys, but he always saw Mary doing this. Bo also needs God's help to fulfill his mission of protecting the baby. Suddenly, Bo hears some noises and realizes that there are few other animals in the stable. Their eyes are swollen because they haven't slept peacefully for 9 months. It happened since a giant light started shining inside their stable. When Bo sees the light shining at the manger, he notices that it's coming from the star. This is the place Bo was being led to. He must bring Mary and Joseph here. He asks the other animals for help, and they gladly agree. They cut down the rope and formed a ladder so Bo can jump over the gate. He starts looking for Mary while Dave and Ruth are looking for him. They finally meet each other and Bo tells them everything about the stable. He's going to bring Mary while Dave and Ruth must find someone to help them in defeating the hunter. Ruth spots her old folk, but she's too nervous to ask them for help. She finally gathers courage to face them, but the folk don't pay attention to her. Suddenly, the sky thunders, and an angel calls the folk to help Ruth in protecting the baby. Meanwhile, Joseph is going from door to door, but no one is giving them a room. Mary can't walk anymore and sits down in a corner. Bo finally reaches them and takes them to the stable. Just at the first sight, Mary understands that she is meant to be in this place. It's time to give birth to the next king. After leaving them here, Bo goes outside to guard the stable. The hunter and the dogs attack him, but he fights back bravely. Poor donkey gets injured and the hunter tries entering the stable. Luckily, Ruth brings her folk in time and kicks away the hunter. He ends up hanging down the cliff and sacrifices his dogs to save himself. Suddenly, the cliff breaks, and the hunter falls down while the dogs are saved by Bo. He forgives the dogs and invites them to meet the baby. The 3 wise men arrive as well and present their gifts. They declare the baby as the next king and bow before him. Bo gets really happy to realize that he was carrying the king on his back. Unintentionally, he carried out the greatest task of his life. Bo feels satisfied and lies down on Mary's lap for a well-deserved nap.